Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Let's bring in filmmaker and commentator Ami Horowitz. Ami, this is the latest mass shooting attributed to a trans or non-binary.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory to the Mighty One. Shalom. Today is Noga, February 13th, 2026, and it's currently 1:47 p.m. Eastern Time to record it. May not stay too long, but I did promise the people that I'm going to make a Esau's Trouble video, so but this may not be too long. Probably an hour or max an hour and a half. I don't know. But we had spoken about this before concerning these things that are going on around the world where those people are shooting each other. They wanted to make it seem that it's something that have to do with some kind of transgenderism or sexting, some gender stuff. It's not. It's the plague. It's the curse being cleaving on into those people. Yea, a few months ago, I believe, in September 2025, there was a fellow who loves to go to university and then challenging people and talking crap about our people. And he got nicked in the neck. And they say the other fellow that did this unto him, which looked just like him, is a so-called transformer or some kind of Decepticon and things like that. But that's not what that is. Okay, the curses upon those people. Whenever things like that happen, they manufactured things and said, oh, it is those people because they are mentally deranged and delusional and stuff like that. Nah, all of you are mentally deranged and delusional. That's the reason why this thing is happening to you folks, because it is. The Holy One said that it will strike you with madness, and it did. You guys are mad. This including people people that look like us. They are out of their freaking mind. Okay, they can't do anything right, and everything that they are doing is wrong. And then now they are inviting experts to come over there and try to explain this thing away, to make it seems that this is a phase. Just like the fire, the weather, those are phases, but they never go away. You guys been stuck in this loop for at least 6 years now. You know? Will 7 make it perfect? Or will 6 make it the true perfect? Because the Holy One created everything in 6 days. Remember, a few years ago, I believe in 2021, there was a, a huge vessel called, boy, what was his name again? He got stuck in the Suez Canal for 6 days. Evergreen, something like to that effect. It got stuck in there for 6 days. And people, it really disrupted this, whatever, the world market. And people are acting, this thing didn't have any effect. Everything was cool. Everything was great. That was the only one wedged this thing over there and telling you, I'm the captain now. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Okay? All right. Good. So that's what it is. And you folks are doing everything that you can not to explain what's going on up there. Say people pretty much, ignore Three-Eye Atlas as if it gone away or it's not there. You guys ignore the X mark, the spot. You ignore all those eclipses and stuff. You pretend they didn't happen. You pretend the fiasco that you guys have last year on that time, and New Jersey, the lights that were in the skies, and Florida underwater. You people pretend that those things, it's just, it didn't. There were anomalies or things that the government were testing and stuff. No, it's not. It's not. See, the blessing is done. 9 dead in Canada, and they said the shooter check himself out, might be contained. In this section, brethren, you are going to witness so many people are taking people out because this is the time for this. All right, it's gonna get a lot more worse, and then the thing that will put the icing on the cake or the cherry on the top would be the plague. Another plague will come, and this time those people won't be able to fake all those stuff, and all the conspiracy theorists won't be able to come online and try to give credit to the CIA or Bill Gates or whatever, because they themselves will get sick and die too. Let us keep on moving and decipher some of this garbage.
Killer, or as the Canadian authorities call him, the gun person. God forbid they should misgender a mass killer.
That includes the deceased gun person.
Okay. And then separately, do you know the gun person's relationship to...
Army, what more do we know about this gunman, Jesse Van Rutzelaar, and this horrific crime?
The fellow name is Jesse. For those of you who may not know, if you are new here or you just need a refreshment, what does the name Jesse means? The name Jesse is of Hebrew origin, derived from Yishai, and holds deep biblical roots as the father of David. Frequently signify God's gift, wealthy, or the Lord exists. JC right there. Sometimes I confuse. Whoops, where was it? JC right there. Sometimes I confuse JC with Jason. Okay, JC was the father of David. Remember when Samuel went to JC's house, and JC was the one who calmed the people down, because when Samuel showed up, the entire town fled. People like, you don't want a prophet to show in your town because they never brought any good news. And at that time, JC was the one who said, no, that's cool. I invited him here. He didn't come here on his own. And everybody resumed the things they were doing, drinking, smoking, gambling, baking, and all that, doing all the stuff they were doing because they thought Samuel was coming for them. But Samuel came in to anoint David in the house of Jesse. So Jesse, God's gift, wealthy, okay, caused this thing. Michael is in the midst. 9 people, a destruction, and then the Jesse took himself out. 10. Now, everything has to be political. They have to control the narrative and try to explain to people, well, this thing happened because of political, this thing happened because of gender, this thing happened because of genitalia, confusion. Or something. No, it happened because the blessing is over. It happened, the 400 years is up, and now it's time to pay up. All right, let's keep on moving.
Yeah, you stole one of my notes. I mean, how Orwellian, gun person. That is chilling and crazy. Yes, we know this was a trans person. First of all, look, as we now have to say, we talk about gun laws and what their effects are ultimately on shootings. Canada has one of the strictest gun laws, certainly in the world, and yet this is a mass shooting that we've had. Look, if the gunman wasn't a straight white male, it's the job of the authorities to hide their identity. That's the way it works, right? It's a straight white male. We'll identify him all the live long day. But if it's not, so if it's a trans person, we're gonna do whatever we can to obscure what the identity is, right? And look, I had, like I always do, I do show prep, and I did my research with AI, and we always have that fun AI stories. And I asked, well, what % of school shootings we've had in the last 5 years have been from trans people? And it refused to give me a number. It kept saying it's a very, very low number. I swear it would not. I had to list every single one of the last 5 years mass school shootings and individually go through them. And what's the answer? There's been 5 in the last 5 years, and 2 of the 5, 40%, have been people who are trans or non-binary.
So here's the thing: what those people do not tell you when it comes to the trans or transformer or whatever they want to portray it out there. White male by nature are homosexuals. Okay, it's really hard for them to be straight. All right, what they are calling the ancient Greeks, ancient women, that was their culture. It was as walking around and see people with a smartphone. Most people these days use a phone. It was as normal as it was. When come to find out that phone cause cancer and things in the future, we don't use them anymore. But during the time now, phones are very popular. Cell phone, smartphone, whatever you want to call them, they are popular. You do a lot of things through them. But that's how that thing was for them. It's very hard for them to hide this homosexuality streak. So in order for them to justify this, they brought our people in it. A lot of our people love to get involved with whatever debauchery those people are doing because they just love it. Okay, it's not something 83 forcing them to do, but they are. Why you see, most of those shooting that being done, they're done by homosexual white men. They are very small percentage of them are actually straight. And I'm not going to leave the massive number of black men that are in DL. They don't want to go out there like the white men and show stuff, but an insane amount of black men out there are DL. And they are bringing this, they are trained. The thing is, like, the women are training. The women, we talk about this multiple times, it's called conditioning. The women train the men, okay? The media train the men. Backdoor entry constantly. And then when this man met this transformer that is a man, but it looked like a very pretty woman, but it is a man, but nothing disgusting him about that. Like, yo, something is off. Like, well, I've been doing it with my girl, I've been doing it with this, so the same thing that come out of my girl's back door come out of this man's back door. What's the difference? So they will go with it. And that's how you destroy your spiritual power. So those people sitting there trying to make it seem that, okay, well, those are very, transformer people. They are not straight fighter, like also very. No, you don't. If you study the history of the Edomite men, especially in that case, the white man, story of the Iceman. Okay, well, that's not the one. Okay. The Iceman history. The Iceman story. Book The Iceman. Okay, The Iceman Inheritance. Yes, by Dr. John Henry Clark and the other fellow. Okay, The Iceman Inheritance. There you go. All right, in this book, Michael Bradley. Here we go. Michael Bradley, The Iceman Inheritance, Prehistoric Source of Western Men's Racism, Sexism, and Aggression. Okay, the forward was by Dr. John Henry Clark. All right, so this is something that's in him: the violence, the aggression. He hated female, hated women. Women are competition to those, those dudes, those backdoor dudes, and that's why they use the women to get at the straight men. That's why right now you see an epidemic of black men online hide under the guise of dating. Oh, men don't date women anymore. Women give up. Women don't mess with women. Women lost and stuff like that. Those are homosexual men. Oh, there we go. There we go. Those are homosexual men. Those are DL dudes. What they are doing, they are building a fan base. They are building a feeding ground. A lot of young guys out there, they are vulnerable. They are gullible. So they will not talk to women, not being with women, and they will join those dudes and they will go around, they'll party, drink, and next thing you know, they just use a ram and ram the back door and break in and entering and spoil and do stuff, and that young man won't know anything. And by the time he or she, by the time he realized this, it's become a normal thing to this person. Okay? The racism, the stuff like that. This is inheritance. Okay, inheritance means blessing. When Isaac blessed that fellow Esau with the sword which they put there as a rock, that was an inheritance. That's who he is, and he had co-opted a lot of our people. Okay, I say he had co-op like 30% of our people. The other 60% go willingly, because it's cool and it's accepted, it's tolerated. They'll go with this, they'll do all the horrible and terrible things those people do, and then they will call it sexual freedom. Well, don't be talking to me because you're not sexually free. Sir, if this is what you're calling freedom, you can have it. I want no part of this. And the horrible, it's not just backdoor entry with another dude, shoving another dude and then another dude and do this thing to that other fellow. No. The torture, the beating, the murdering, the killing, the drugging, the blood drinking, the eating. I don't watch those Jeffrey videos, but a lot of people are saying, like, I can't believe those people were eating stuff. Yes, that's what they do. This is who they are. Please stop trying to change those people. It isn't their true nature, all right? Let's finish with this garbage right quick.
Yeah,
since we last talked about this, I went and checked that out for myself. I asked the not just ChatGPT, but Grok, and asked precisely what you were talking about, to list the number of mass shootings in the recent years that have involved a trans shooter or a non-binary shooter, and it just refuses to do it. When you then give it a number of events, it will acknowledge it and repeat those to you, but it will not compile a list, which is...
And that's what you people do. You do this thing. If you have WhatsApp, you go use the Meta AI. Ask it anything about weight or weight loss. It won't tell you. Okay, this guy shot all those people because he didn't want to become a skinny, petite woman. He want to become a thick woman. By nature, women are thick. Women should not be looking like a man. There are women that are born with this type of body, but women are not supposed to imitate that on purpose. That is why there is a law in the good book that says women should not wear a man outfit in order to imitate him. to deceive him. Not like women can't wear pants. That's I don't know where they can't get this, but they're not supposed to wear the men's outfit in order to deceive a man, to wear it, and then you thought like, oh, that's another dude over there. Let me go ahead and talk to him as a man. And then when you try to treat like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you like, this is the deception. So does the men. The men should not wear the same thing to deceive other men, other women. Okay, but nonetheless, beloved, this hash is all over. The plague is here. Those people trying to make it this thing look like political, but it isn't. It is biblical. Let's keep on moving.
We are now hearing from the mother of the D.C. woman shot and killed in front of her very young children just last night.
Police say Stefan Jeter shot and killed Raven Edwards and then took off with their 3-year-old son, triggering an Amber Alert before Jeter took his own life. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is live now in Northwest with the very latest.
Hey there, guys. D.C. police late today identified the murder victim as Raven Edwards, 34 years old. Raven's mother tells Fox 5 her daughter was murdered by Stefan Jeter, who was the father of Raven's youngest child.
I've always been worried about Raven. All of us have, because it's been an ongoing situation.
And here's the thing.
Now, Raven Edwards was a single mother of 3 living with kidney failure since last fall.
Okay, you got this woman right there. Her name is Raven. Okay, great name, the Raven Bird Master. Very smart. Now, you have this young woman being in a relationship with whoever this person was. And I keep telling my people, listen, whenever this thing didn't happen just for the sake of happening, or it just happened by accident, this guy snapped. Stephen just snapped and then he killed her, take the 3-year-old, and then bail. No, they've been having arguments, and the dude literally told her, one day I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to harm you, or there's a fight and stuff. But most people see this as attractive. Oh, he truly loved me because, he showed how aggressive he is. He's going to kill me and shoot me and things like that. This is nice. I love this aggression. Show me how manly he is. Well, in romance and movies, Hollywood, make-believe stuff, yes. But in real life, son, people are not too well up there in the head. And they will eliminate you. And they will kill you. In this day and age, people are not thinking straight. They will eliminate you. Now, to be fair, or to be reasonable in that case, a lot of those people that are no more or being taken out, it is because their mothers or their forefathers, they themselves back then signed contract with 83. They either left us, or it is the time for the great cleansing and they are part of it. Great glory.
Her mother, Lucy, telling us Raven was killed because she didn't want to have a relationship with Jeter beyond him being a father to their son. Wounded in the shooting was Raven's 10-year-old daughter, who was apparently targeted, they believe, because she always stood up for her mother. She's already out of the hospital, and with her younger brother, who witnessed the deadly violence, are staying with their father. Raven Edwards' youngest child, the 3-year-old boy taken by his father after the shooting, the subject of a brief Amber Alert, is reportedly now with his paternal grandmother in Prince George's County.
For instance, this brother right here, Mr. Stephen, probably been dealing with a bunch of things that has nothing to do, is not even related to Raven. Stephen and Raven. It's not even related. Personal issue, things that if he meditates and detach himself emotionally, say, hey man, this is what it is, this is who that person is. I can't change her, I can't change him, I can change myself. I can only change the inner self. I'm gonna do the best that I can to change myself. Peace be with her. May she does, whatever that she wants. But no, if I can change, you belong to me, I own you. And listening to impulse, not having this inner stability, not having these 10 minutes, beloved, of sitting still and meditate and contemplate and do this thing can cause you that. It seems to be a pretty normal dude. You do your shadow work, you do your introspection, your reflection. This is about you. This has always been about you. It's not the person is evil. Stop looking for people that will follow your law, your lead, your rules, and it doesn't exist. Well, you belong to me, I'm with you, gang, we gotta get this relationship to another level. Yo, this is Hollywood garbage, man. People out there are very selfish. But I did so much for her, Big Levi. I did so much for him. It doesn't work like that. People by nature are freaking scum. They'll stab you in the back. Expect that. When it happens, say, hey, that was my fault. I trusted this person. I turned away and exposed my back to this individual. Now I stopped being it. I should have never done anything like that, okay?
In Prince George's County. D.C. police say Stefan Jeter, who was 35, shot and killed himself last night after being pursued by police and crashing his pickup truck. That was after fleeing the murder scene with his young son and leaving the little boy with his mother.
It's been an ongoing situation with him threatening her, wishing her death.
There you goes. This isn't something that just happened. Because whatever was going on, this man, the spirit will warn you. It will say, this man, like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to kill the kids. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill your mom. I'm going to kill everyone. I'm going to kill random people. I'm going to do this. They are going to do it, because whenever you say this, you as a human being, you have the power of the tongue. You have the power to summoning. You have the power to attracting energy. And whatever energy that is over, or spirit or demon that is over killing and murdering people, when you say those things, you will attract them and they will come. They will not tarry, they will come. With this thing constantly being going on, friends, family keep telling her, listen, you have to do something, either move away, stay away from this man, do not contact him and stuff. Then again, it's always come to love, emotion. Oh, girl, he's like, like this man I love and things. And he's so good at this, he's so good. He's bad. I'm a bad girl, I like bad boys and stuff. Those are Hollywood garbage. Those are TV shows and music videos and songs. Real life, he should get real. Just like he get here. He kill her, kill another person, I believe, and then kill himself. This is real. This is not fantasy. This is not something like, oh, yay, this thing happened because, gang, it was set up, it was fake. No, this is real, son. This is very, very real.
Taking keys to her apartment. We've had to pay to change locks. And at this point, my daughter has lupus. Both of her kidneys weren't working. She's not working herself. Okay. So it's not that she wasn't trying to get away or wasn't trying to move. She had been trying to move.
There you go. Terrible.
Now, Raven Edwards was shot and killed. Her 10-year-old daughter shot and wounded in the courtyard of their Glover Park home on W Street Northwest around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Neighbors there today telling us the deadly violence is heartbreaking.
It's a complete tragedy. I think a family has sort of been broken and something's been lost, and I think everyone in the neighborhood has been really taken aback. I mean, these were pretty young kids and they were very sweet, and I spoke to them on a couple of occasions, it's just deeply unexpected.
Now, late today, we were speaking with Raven's mother, her siblings, her aunt. They all said she was a wonderful mother, had once competed for Miss DC, and that they can't believe she's gone.
So, that's what happened, okay? That's what happened. A lot of those things are going on. People are taking people out. They have this spirit upon them. The plague is out there. And this is what it is, man. Horrible things. But it is what it is. Let's keep on moving.
Joins us with the details. Tyler?
The family of a Buckhead valet says justice was served today when the man who prosecutors say killed him was convicted by a Fulton County jury. Good evening. I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryant. The shooting happened in the Lindbergh area in 2023 during Labor Day weekend. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert has covered the case since it happened and joins us with the details. Tyler?
Yeah, Courtney, Russ, good evening to you. The Fulton County jury took less than 3 hours to convict Randy King on the charges he faced in the shooting death of Harrison Olvey. When it came time for sentencing, King was given life without the possibility of parole.
The jury has found you guilty of all counts in this case. The court will impose sentence today.
Randy King is now a convicted murderer. Investigators say he shot and killed Harrison Olvey outside Buckhead's Tongue and Groove nightclub in 2023. Prosecutors say Olvey was working as a valet when he tried to stop a vehicle break-in on Labor Day weekend.
Harrison did not choose violence. He was not looking for trouble. He was trying to do the right thing. For that, he lost his life.
Then again, here's the thing. You got those dudes. I was not aware that Atlanta had this issue, man. I love Atlanta. I went to Georgia a couple of years ago. I had a great time there. I never had an issue. I stay in Stockbridge. And, well, I had a bunch of little kids following me when I was in downtown Atlanta. And, you know, I was like, this is weird. But in Stockbridge, I didn't have any issue. But now I've come to find out there's a lot of things in Atlanta that really, it's not good. It's not safe in Atlanta at all. And the DL is out of control, always been. The gang niggas, you know, they see things in music video, listen to lyrics or whatever movies, and they will take it literally. Okay, the breaking, the car stealing. I saw a dude, he has a regular car. He had a regular car. And he said, I can't do fuel without, he need 2 people to do fuel. And the 2 people, he's the driver, staying in the driver's seat, and he has his friend in the back seat, pumping the gas inside of the car. His hand and head is outside, and he's pumping the gas, and he's looking everywhere because you'll get carjacked. Akon got his car stolen in Atlanta, man. Yo, really, man? Akon, the rapper? You got a lot of hijacking because it is tolerated. It is something that people glorify, like, yo, man, this dude is OG. You know, he will kill you to get a car. Now, you're going to spend the rest of your life in a cell with a bunch of other hardcore dudes that are there causing real crime, real hash, like things that are legit. You know, you got into this thing because you tried to steal a car and sell it for like how much? Like $50,000? Is that what that is? Is that how much you're going to give you for that car? Let's say you get $10,000 cash. So you for $10,000, you're going to spend the rest of your life inside of a prison, thinking like something that you get angry or something on impulse. You know, people don't think those things through, but nonetheless.
During the trial, the jury heard from investigators and also saw videos that shows when they say Olvey confronted King. Investigators said Olvey was shot in the chest and that King acted alone. Autumn Ernst, the victim's mom, asked the judge for the maximum sentence.
What makes this even harder there is knowing that this tragedy was preventable. The person responsible is an habitual criminal, someone who has already shown a pattern of behavior that endangered others. Yet my son paid the ultimate price.
The defense maintained no gun was visible in any video and that Olvey reported seeing 2 people. King's attorney said his client was there but didn't shoot anyone. During sentencing, the defense told the judge this.
We are obviously pushing or requesting life with parole in light of the possibilities that he can be, in fact, rehabilitated.
After hearing from both sides, the judge handed down his sentence.
Based upon the law, based upon the defendant's complete lack of remorse that the court has seen throughout this proceeding, the court would impose a sentence of life without parole.
King faced a number.
Let me tell you something, okay? When you are young like this, you don't care about life. You think you hard. Life hasn't get to you yet. You're 19, you're 20, you're in your 20s, you think you hard. Like, that, nigga. I'll spend my life in there. I don't give a fuck. Shit. You think you hard. There's a parameter, a peripheral in life called time, the greatest teacher of all. It is with time that human learn everything. It is with time that human know how to do everything and anything. You're 20 years old. You're young. You're hard, son. Yo, man, I stole a bunch of cars, shot this nigga trying to stop me. What's up with you, dog? Now you're locked up somewhere, man. You can see the homies, and the homies ignore you, but they forget you. You play your part. And you're going to sit there like, yo, it's been 5 years. I'm 25 now. I wonder how the street is doing. I wonder what my mom is doing. Poor woman. She did everything for me. God, I was an awful son. My dad trying to protect me. I didn't want to listen. I always try to impress the homies. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. Then you start getting in your 30s, man. And you're wondering what other people are doing out there. Do they have families? Do they have cars? And you're wondering, like, you know, I'm 36, man. You know, I've been here for 16 years. I'm doing life. Well, what happened? You know, there's this guy who was trying to steal a car. He's a valet who was trying to stop me, so I murdered him. You know, did he have a gun? Did he do this? No, he was just on my way. I could have just fled or try another day, but you know, gang nigga. So I was young and stuff. I'm still hard. Then 30 years later, man, you're 63, you're 66. You're in there, man. And it's not a breeze. And well, you young. You think you're going to be hard? You think you are the hardest Negro when you hit prison, son? When Baba is there? Baba been having fun with these dudes in there. They're like, yo, I don't want this. I'm tired of this dude. This is fresh meat right there. And you think you hard. You can fight those guys. You can fight Baba. Not only him, you can fight the entire prison. Not only once, every day for the rest of your life. Because that's how you think. You think you hard. And you meet those dudes in there, man. They're going to pet you, man. They're going to pet your head, man. Give you massage and telling you, dog, everything's going to be all right. Just don't fight it, man. And you're going to lose, especially if you're not into this thing. If you are, this is heaven. Well, this is heaven for you. You get this thing 24/7, and you're not being judged because that's what it is. You're in there with a bunch of older dude. That's what it is. But if you're not into this thing and you're broken, you know, you're 66 years old, man. No visitation. The hood is not talking about you. The niggas that hire you don't care about you. You know, you there, man. You know, you're wondering what's going on in the street and how things going on. There's no parole. There's nothing, man. Another 30 years. You're 96, man. You're 96. You're like, I've done nothing with my life. The only thing significant I've done with my life is taking another life for a car. That is, I give you the credit of reaching the age of 96, man. And then you die upon your bed with a lot of regrets, man. Because you didn't have enough time. You didn't want to take enough time to sit down, think. Yo, stealing a car, man, for 30,000, 10,000. Nah, nigga. I'll stick with hustling in the street. You know what? I'm going to learn CS50, man. I'm going to learn how to code and create my own app and AI shit, I'll make a YouTube video. I'll go online. I'll go social media, man. I'll figure it out. I'm not going to get it now yet, but I'll figure it out. Because, you know, stealing people ish, man, that's low, man. You know, people work for their stuff. I would not want somebody to steal my car that I work so hard on. So I pass. You didn't think like that. You think like this. And this is the result. Okay, great glory, beloved. Horrible things, man. Young man, and then you're done, man. You know, all right? Kill the other dude for whatever that reason. And this is the job of the Joabites, you know, taking 83 out. Great glory.
But first, here at noon, come take a look at this incredible view of the First Point fire. It continues to burn. Officials say it has already burned around 1,500 acres and currently is about 50% contained. That's as of last night.
Good afternoon. I'm Tiffany Kenny.
And I'm Stephen Graves. Thanks for joining us here. Our Jolie Rodriguez has been monitoring the conditions all morning. Jolie, tell us what you're seeing now.
Just take a look at this blanket of smoke behind me. That is the First Point fire out here in Okeechobee. And as we have been explaining, the dry conditions that we have been experiencing is the biggest challenge to battling this blaze. On Friday, passerbys couldn't help but stop and stare at the First Point fire as it continued to burn.
It looked like a scene out of Apocalypse Now or something. There was so much fire, so much smoke.
A nearby camper says overnight it was hard to sleep knowing how close the fire was.
He didn't know if the wind would shift and that fire would jump over the rim canal. It was frightening, so didn't get much sleep last night.
The First Point fire in Okeechobee has burned more than 1,000 acres. Crews continue to battle the blaze this Friday, but as dry conditions persist, it adds to another layer of difficulty for the response teams. The U.S. Drought Monitor reports the state currently is experiencing severe and extreme conditions. Fire officials say due to the terrain and conditions at lake bottom, they are not able to access it with ground equipment. Boaters, residents, and drivers should expect heavy smoke over the next several days and should use caution when traveling. Florida Forest Service continues to monitor the situation. We are keeping you up to date on this fire and the smoky conditions out here online, on air, and in our WPBF 25 News app. Reporting in Okeechobee, Jolie Rodriguez, WPBF 25 News.
So, there you go. Fiery conflagration of the city. Which is plague number 2 right here. All right, let's keep on moving. Oh, but before we move in, let's do this.
Happy Jubilee! The album will be released on February 22nd.
Pre-order now on Amazon and Apple. We hope you enjoy the album. Much love.
Happy Jubilee! The album will be released on February 22nd.
Pre-order now on Amazon and Apple. We hope you enjoy the album. Much love.
Oh, so we have our album, Happy Jubilee, coming on. And there is a link in the description. You can pre-order on iTunes. And the album will be published February the 22nd, 2026, which is going to be a Sunday worldwide at 12 a.m. in the morning. For other people, it's going to be a Saturday, but to also be on that time, the line is going to be Sunday. So yeah, make sure you get the album. It's for you. It's yours alone for you to do things. So we say great glory, great praise. Let us keep on moving.
The disturbing case out of Chester County where a baby is fighting for their life after being stabbed this morning in Coatesville and thrown outside in the snow. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Sheba Russell. Tonight, the child's father is in police custody. Our Shawnette Wilson is live outside CHOP tonight where the child is being treated. Just an awful story, Shawnette.
Yeah, so hard to fathom, Sheba. And late tonight, the district attorney told us that that child is out of surgery but is in critical but stable condition. As for the infant's father, we do know that he was taken into custody, but so far no charges have been announced.
Super shocking.
Skyfox flew over this Coatesville neighborhood where police say around 11:30 this morning an infant was stabbed. You can see an ambulance and investigators on scene, along with people outside visibly upset and comforting each other.
To where when I heard the word stab and infant, it was crazy to hear this in the same sentence.
Edward Rivers lives in the apartment complex on the 2000 block of Smithbridge Drive where it happened. Another neighbor told me off camera that the family lives on the 3rd floor of this building. Police say the child's father, 44-year-old Michael Phillips, is in custody. They say for stabbing his 3-month-old son in the stomach, then taking him outside and throwing him in the snow.
I didn't think it was him because how calm he'd be. Every time I see him, he's so calm, he's so understanding, I think, of what he's living in.
Neighbors say Phillips lives here with who they believe is his girlfriend, their infant, and 2 young sons. Rivers says he saw Phillips just after 8 this morning.
Calm. He walked out, said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "How you doing?" They walked down the steps. The son was telling him about, like, school or something, and he was just listening, walking. Normal day.
Here's the thing. Normal stuff, normal day, normal person, abnormal result. When you look at those people, you're like, he's a normal brother, a normal sister, a normal fellow. There's no aggression, nothing upon this person. And then they did something like that, man. What could cause a father to stab his infant son, 3 months old? You stab him in his belly and his stomach and his gut. Why? Great glory, man. It's a lot going on out there. Horrible things.
DC Fire and EMS radio transmissions from the first firefighters to arrive at the Zenith condominiums in the 1400 block of Rhode Island Avenue Northwest around 3:30 Wednesday morning make it clear they quickly realized the emergency was much bigger than smoke in the first floor hallway.
It's a burnt body. He's going to need PD.
The incident report for the crime notes the victim, 40-year-old Syed Hamad Hussein, was found inside his home taped or tied up. In a press release, DC police said the victim suffered blunt force trauma and burn injuries.
Ooh.
Sources familiar with the investigation tell News 4 that security cameras from a neighboring building captured images now in the possession of investigators. They are described as showing the victim entering the building with 3 other people, one of whom may have been a woman, not long before the fire. The same 3 people are then seen running from the victim's building later. A neighbor says he noticed an unusually large law enforcement presence in the aftermath of the fire call.
I looked out my window, which is right over there, and there were about 5 fire trucks, maybe a half a dozen police cars, and they started cordoning off this area here. And when I left about an hour later to come up, everything was gone except for 1 police car. But there was an ATF sergeant man standing here, and I don't know what it was about.
Detectives continue to look for video and information in the neighborhood. In Northwest, Jackie Benson, News 4.
So this is a horrible things that happen here, man, where this person is found burnt, tied up, and killed. Last week, there was a woman, she was found dismembered, cutting off and putting in a trash bag. What the hell is going on? Beloved, do you know what it takes to do this to a person? I don't know how people even have the heart to do that. Now they find another dude bound and burned and killed. And those 3 people they saw in the camera that he brought two dudes and a woman. And the issue I'm having with people out there, and they love bringing people to their house and show them where they live. Look, if you're on whatever game that you're doing out there, whatever business, man, never brought the customer to your home, man. Bringing the customer there and gang, that's where I stay at. I got an apartment, and I'm doing okay, man. What's up? Let's do that. Nah, man. Oy. Horrible, man. Horrible.
We're continuing to follow a tragedy involving both coasts of the state of Florida. We want to start in Fort Lauderdale, where 2 people were found dead inside a home. Officials are trying to figure out how their murders are connected to a shooting in Sarasota County, where 5 more people were killed, including the suspected shooter.
NBC6's Kim Nguyen is live in Fort Lauderdale with more from the people who knew the 2 victims here locally. And Kim, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, we spoke to the property manager of the home where police found the two victims. That property manager tells us that they were a mother and son. Let's go ahead and show some pictures of those two Fort Lauderdale victims. Now, police say they found 46-year-old Larissa Blayudaya and 18-year-old.
So the mother was 46, the son was 18. We talked about this thrice before. Of course, they're from Ukraine. They were trying to flee the war over there, apparently, and they die here at the end of another white man. Okay, usually when those people are coming, anybody that come anywhere, the first thing they say is stay away from black folk, because they're violent. Black men are the most violent beast upon this earth. Stay away from them. And this woman being 46, she had a son, 18, and the fellow, they were in a relationship, romantic relationship. Again, to my people out there, please, this word use it sparely, scarcely. The word romantic, being emotional, the word relationship, use it sparely. You do not have time to handle people emotional baggage and garbage. Every person out there is dealing with some bull. Every person out there is dealing with some unusual stuff, whatever. And those things will pile up. The sexual frustration, okay, the stress, they will pile up. And then this is how it come out. Okay, most likely this dude take out this woman out there, not because she did anything, because things were in his head. Even if she did something, you cannot control human nature. You do not own or cannot own people. But not for 83. They freaking own you. Like, yo, I give you money to take care of this and that, and this is how you repay me. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your son. I'm gonna drive 6, 4, 5 hours away, and I'm going to kill a bunch of other people that have nothing to do whatever that I think it is. Horrible things, man. But again, like we mentioned before, this is the plague. This is the curse. It is upon them. It's cleaving upon them. It's only going to get worse. It's been getting worse, but those people, they black their ears and close their eyes and singing la 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 and pretend nothing is happening, but it is happening.
Ben Azimov dead inside this home in Victoria Park in Fort Lauderdale Tuesday. Police say the accused killer is a man named Russell Cott. The property manager says Larissa was his tenant and moved in a few months ago with her son Ben. He says Cott also lived at the home for a little while, but he hadn't seen him recently. Hours away, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says Cott allegedly shot and killed 4 people, then killed himself. Fort Lauderdale police told Sarasota investigators that after killing the mother and son, a camera captured Cott's car going north through Punta Gorda. Lauderdale police told Sarasota investigators allegedly shot and killed 4 people.
So with 561, the apartment number or the house number, 5 plus 6 plus 1, you know what that is. You do what you can do.
Then killed himself. Fort Lauderdale police told Sarasota investigators that after killing the mother and son, a camera captured Cott's car going north through Punta Gorda before the murders in Sarasota, but they don't have a motive. Now here's what the property manager had to say.
She was always so kind, never negative, and I would just say, that was really her. She was always in good spirits. To see red and drive 4 hours and be able to, to carry out even more murders is so serious and really awful.
And this morning, we just got a statement from family members of the Sarasota victims. It reads, our family and loved ones are facing an unimaginable loss and are still in deep shock and grief. At the same time, we are currently navigating urgent and overwhelming practical matters, including legal, financial, and administrative processes, while trying to support one another through this. It goes on, we are deeply grateful for the outpouring of messages, kindness, and concern. Then it goes on to say, we kindly ask for privacy and understanding during this incredibly painful period. For now, we are reporting live in Fort Lauderdale. Kim Nguyen, NBC6 News.
Okay, so for those of you who are not too familiar with Florida topography or landscape, Fort Lauderdale and Sarasota are in the opposite side of Florida because Florida is a peninsula. Let me see if I can get Florida map. There we go. So this is, I can't zoom in this. This is Florida. Sarasota is right here and Fort Lauderdale is right there. So when this man did this crime right here, and then he drove all the way right there, 5 hours to Sarasota. This is the west coast of Florida, and this is the east coast of Florida. He could have easily drive a few miles from Florida and Fort Lauderdale, park at a park, just clear his mind and take a deep breath and say, man, this isn't worth it, man. I got a lot to do. I'm going to let her do whatever she wants, and I'm going to keep on moving. But no, he drove very far and then took a bunch of other people that was there in Sarasota, man. Horrible things. But anyway, great glory to the Mighty One. And everything is happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know for surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Yea, indeed. Right after 2019, the world changed, and the plague is over there, and those people caught in this loop, they can't get out of it. It's only getting worse and worse and worse. Every time you turn on the news, it's always something horrible. And the main culprit, or the main people this is happening to, is 83. Boy, I got about 5 more minutes to go. Let me do the best I can do. So, yeah, let's keep on moving.
Tonight we have some new details in the shooting death of a woman outside a Fulton County school.
34-year-old Ebony Anderson was killed outside Palmetto Elementary School yesterday. Atlanta News First Tracy Amick Pierre is live at the Fulton County Jail. And Tracy, you were able to speak with her family.
That's right, and Anderson's family tells me she was an artist, a mother, and a food delivery driver. And she was on a food delivery run when she was killed.
She was a great daughter, very, very beautiful, nice and kind to everyone, and just sad day.
One day after Ebony Anderson was killed in a shooting outside Palmetto Elementary School, her stepfather, Tariq Robinson, tells me the Shiloh High School graduate loved art and had a t-shirt company. She was also a mother to 8-year-old twin boys and an 18-month-old son.
She was a great mother. She loved her boys. And so, she did everything and that she could for them.
Robinson says she was also a food delivery driver, and we've confirmed with DoorDash that's what brought her to the Palmetto Elementary School front door on Tuesday, where police say she was shot and killed by 39-year-old Christopher Ates.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 they were all together, riding together, and when the incident happened, the guy jumped in the car and took off with the baby in the car.
Police chased Ates and arrested him after a crash near Houston County. Thankfully, Anderson's toddler, who was in the back seat, was safe.
But he's okay. I went to, go pick him up from the county that he was in. So I got him and retrieved him last night.
Robinson says their family is devastated by Ebony's loss. Did you see any red flags?
I just knew he wasn't trying to go anywhere in life. He was more or less.
That's like the worst thing you can. This is the most disrespectful thing to say about anyone. Like, I know then he goes up to, he was a no good nigga. That's the classic way he put it. He was a no good nigga. He was a nigga. That's what he was. He didn't want to go anywhere. He didn't want to do anything. Want to get angry and shoot and kill people because he's an OG. I fucking own you. I'm going to shoot and kill you. He's up to no good Negro. That's what it is.
Looking for someone to save him.
There you go. That's the worst thing.
I just knew he wasn't trying to go anywhere in life. He was more or less looking for someone to save him. Ebony had a great heart. And
that's why I get her killed.
And probably wanted companionship at that time, and so therefore he just happened to be the person that stepped into her life.
That's the thing. A lot of those women, they are attracted to scum losers like those dudes. Dude that don't want to do anything. And people always say that black women don't listen to black men. They do. They just don't listen to the proper one. They listen to dudes like this. They listen to the gang Negroes. They listen to the church fellows, those pastors, and they listen to 83's men. They do listen, And when they get into relationship, people, please stop this garbage, man. You can't change the other person. You cannot change people. Oh, I'm gonna change him. He's going through a lot right now. Nah, nigga, you're going through a lot alone. You're going through a lot by yourself, sir. You figured out this hitch by yourself, just like everybody's figuring out that thing by themselves. I'm not here to carry your burden. I'm not here to carry your hitch. I'm not here to just make you feel good, try to live your life for you. I'm delivering. Most likely this dude was a hawk. You see, a hawk is like this man that 24/7 he has to be by this woman's side. If I left her alone, she will cheat on me. If she go to anywhere doing her food work or whatever, I have to be there. Not helping her, I have to be there. And I'm going to have to keep questioning her. Why did it take you like 3 minutes to deliver this food in an apartment? Who did you go over there to see? And an argument pop up. 9 out of 10, they're always together. That means this man was a hawk, watching her like, I'm controlling everything that you're doing and stuff. I know you've been cheating out there and you want to cheat with this guy. Wherever you deliver this food, that's how those dude thinks. And this is the result. Horrible.
And here we are.
Ates is expected to be transported here to Fulton County to face charges in Anderson's death. Now, her family tells me they have created a GoFundMe to help lay her to rest. If you'd like to support that, you can find that link on our website. In Fulton County, reporting live, I'm Tracy A. McPeer, Atlanta News First.
Terrible. Horrible. All right, Christopher Ates. Terrible things, man, Oh, boy. How long we are into this thing? I only have 1 hour. Ooh. Huh? Okay. All right. Unfortunately, beloved brothers and sisters, I did the best that I could. You know what? Let me see if I can pause it. If I can. If it end. If I can come back, I'll come back. All right, so it turned out that I have a little time to spend with you folks. For you, it's instantly. For you, it is instant. For me, it's been like 2, 3, 4 hours. Okay, all right, let's keep it moving to the next video.
2 teenagers tracked to Texas and arrested in connection to a murder in Broward County. Deputies say the victim was killed almost 2 weeks ago. Local 10 Samir Nefsi is live with the family's heartbreak.
And Nicole, I had a chance to speak to the mother and sister of Hunter Howell. You can only imagine the pain they are feeling following this loss, but they say these arrests are giving them peace of mind.
Just an old soul who just trusted the wrong people.
Says the mother of Hunter Howell, the 22-year-old who was found shot to death inside a parked car at the West Broward boat ramp off US 27 on January 31st.
We couldn't grieve properly because we didn't know what had happened. It was days after he was found deceased that they were able to give us any information.
Thursday, the Broward County Sheriff's Office announced 2 men have been arrested in connection to Howell's murder, 19-year-old Jaden DeJesus and Trevor Quinones.
They were recently just became friends we would want to call friends. They were obviously not his friends. About 3 months ago. They were...
There you go. This is the thing. Okay, this is the issue what I'm having with most of people out there. All right, you meet those people somewhere on the internet, in the streets, or whatever that place is, church, worse, and you think because you have some jokes that you agree upon, some movies or sport team that you like, and you think those people are your friends, when in fact they are out there for your life. They are after your life. They want to take things from you. A lot of people lose loved one because they thought he or she or them were their friends, when in fact there's no such things. There's no such thing. And I keep telling my beloved out there, man, be very careful, man. Be very careful when you're around people. Okay, be very careful, because people will act like, they are your friend, and, they want to hang out, they want to go places and act like everything is good, everything is this. And on the lowdown, they really hated your guts. They envy you. They want to do things to you. And once they find this opportunity They'll take it.
Fairly new in his life.
Both Howell's mother and sister telling Local 10 a motive remains unclear.
The detectives confirmed that after they shot him and he was deceased, they tried to light the evidence on fire, with meaning him in the car on fire.
On Wednesday, both men were picked up.
This is what I despise with those fake ass dudes that always want to try to play movie. Anytime they shot somebody in the car, they want to burn the evidence. Yo, this isn't the 1960s, the 70s, and this is not even the 80s. You live in a world of technology. No matter what you do, they will find you. And it's just people, especially people in the society, always behave as if privacy is the utmost importance to them. I was watching something that came out today or a few days ago concerning the Super Bowl ad about Ring. And people like, oh, I'll stop using Ring. I see black folk. Black folk are the primary people that will jump out there and become emotional and do things. Well, I'm not using Ring because they are spying on me. They are using me. The elite try to spy on me and stuff like that. I see people canceling the ring things and remove the rings and stuff. They have no idea how useful this thing is. They have no idea the word privacy does not exist. It's something that they tell you, people of this society, to make you feel good. They listen to you all the time. Are you going to throw your cell phone away? They watch your browser. Are you going to throw your computers and things? They watch you in your car. They know your taxes. They know the social security. They know everything about you. Are you going to go off grid and leave without no electricity, without nothing, without no food or anything, live off the land? Because that's the only way, so people won't know what you're doing. Remember, you're going to spend the rest of your life worrying about something that is not even a threat to you. You think those people don't know who you are? They don't have any information about you and privacy. People are talking as if they are so private. Privacy, so, yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. All right? Jaden de Jesus. Hey, Jesus is going out there and killing people, man. And Trayvon Quinones.
In Texas following a traffic stop.
What did you want so bad that he had that he wouldn't have gave you? He would give you the shirt off his back.
Just a rising star, a ball of sunshine. He could light up any room at any time.
This is the problem. This is the problem. He will give you the shirt off his back. He's so good with everyone. That's a deadly characteristic. That's a deadly threat. How long we are into this thing? Okay, all right. That's a deadly threat. That's a deadly things to do, a deadly things to say. You cannot, beloved, be this person that is good with everyone. You have to show people, hey, I have horns, man. I'm an elephant, I have horns. I'm a bull, I have horns, man. I'm a demon too. You have to let people know that you can say no. Hey, you want to do that? No, I don't want to be part of this, whatever hish that you're doing out there. When people try to get over you, nope. Nah, not me. Nah, I'm not part of this. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be involved with this. I don't want to help you too. People can kill you out of envy. You have a car, you have a job. Hell, you have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, you have a better life. Crazy.
He was loved by so many different families.
And both men are charged with first-degree murder with a firearm and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. They're both expected to be extradited to Broward County. In the newsroom, I'm Samir Nafsi, Local 10 News.
Okay, so that's some of the people that are losing their life over nothing. Okay, I believe I have this one there. Let's check it. If I have it, we'll leave it.
Out of DeKalb County, one woman is behind bars following a fatal shooting of another woman right outside a shopping center. Investigators believe an argument led to that shooting. And Fox says Eric Perry is at the Memorial Bend Shopping Center with more on what happened. Eric, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Alex. A very busy shopping center that...
Alex and Eric. We know Alex, Alexander, Alexandria, Alejandro, Michael, and the Miss Eric, the ruler, the great king, the same thing. Okay, Alex and Eric.
But the scene is clear as this happened yesterday evening. But, you know, those remnants remain of what happened last night and evening. We can see those gloves, which really tell a story from paramedics and investigators out here. Walking you through this story, let's get you to the video and the picture just in this morning into our newsroom here. 33-year-old Precious Jones was shot and killed here, but 23-year-old Zambia Arrington was booked into the DeKalb County Jail on murder charges. Now, at some point, there was some sort of an argument, as investigators describe here. They say they don't believe it was domestic related, so we don't know exactly.
And here's the thing. Here's what we've been talking about, and we told our beloved out there to control your emotion, man. Control your impulse. I don't care I don't care this argument. I don't care what kind of argument you were having out there. For this argument to end up like this, that means that wasn't the argument. You were dealing with whatever that you were dealing with. People get into some argument and then they end up like this, son. People get into argument and then they end up shooting and people die like that, man, over some what? Some, she thinks it's better than me. She thinks she better. She thinks she this. She thinks she that. She think because I can do the thinking for her. He thinks because I can do the thinking for him. Simple argument. We told our beloved, do not get involved with people argument. It's not worth it, man. You 23 years old. Yo, you 23. You look like this. Let me see. 23. Let's get to the picture.
What it is there, but we do know at some point that shots were fired and that 23-year-old was killed there. We talked to people here. This is a very busy shopping center, the Memorial Bend here on Memorial Drive, and talk a little bit about the different people that were out here. We talked with them. A lot of them are shocked that this happened. Take a listen.
And everybody need to be brought to justice because that don't make no sense. I mean, men do it, I know, and women, but normally it's a woman and a man or something like that. But
this is the thing. So now you got the sense like those two were involved with something. You know, thinking like, oh, well, how could you do this to me? Did you cheat on me or stuff like that and things? People take stuff so personal these days. Understand this, beloved, you cannot control human nature. This is the law of human nature. You cannot control them. Yes, you buy that person this. Yes, there was a vow, that word, the oath been taken. People break those things all the time. Well, she's another woman. I am a woman. We should be getting along together. Wrong. Human.
you hear like two women, you'd be like, what is going on with this girl? I don't know.
Yeah. And a lot of people on social media reacting to this as well. Again, we don't know what led up to that incident, but that 23-year-old Precious Jones, 33-year-old, excuse me, was shot and killed here. Of course, we'll say out here on this story, we have seen police and investigators.
Okay, 33, 23. Okay, she is 23. Is that what that is? Hang on.
Last night and evening, we can see those gloves, which really tell a story from paramedics and investigators out here. Walking you through this story, let's get you to the video and the picture just in this morning into our newsroom here. 33-year-old Precious Jones was shot and killed here, but 23-year-old Zambia Arrington was booked into the DeKalb.
You 23 years old. You young. You got all your life, in front of you. So I just turned 23, man. To get involved with another woman, whether it's in a platonic, romantic, friendship level, and ended up gunning down this woman, and now you're going to go in prison. Now, this is the worst scenario. You get life. 23 years old. I'm assuming she doesn't have any kids. I'm taking the boyfriend and husband out of this. Barely girlfriend. Yeah, I'm taking like she doesn't own a house. She have not traveled outside the country, barely in the country. She haven't gone into a vacation. She have not done things, silly stuff, silly little things that we do as human beings, and we reflect upon them. You know, some people have regrets that they never ride in an airplane. Some people have regrets they never ride a train, they never ride a boat, they never went to the sea on a cruise, they never went on a vacation, they never left their own city. Some people have regrets like that. Some people have regret they didn't go to the army, they didn't do this, they didn't have enough sex, they didn't have sex at all, and they didn't have sex with whatever this opposite group or the same sex. Some people have those type of regrets, but those people can remedy this because they are not locked up in a place that their freedom, their mobility is being restricted. So now you're going to be in prison and taking, man, for the rest of your life. You're locked up here because you got into an argument with a girl that you met, or somebody you were hanging out, and that person decided to end up the relationship. It's just, what is it, man? Like, what is it with people taking things so emotional, so personal? Well, this is the result, man. Control your emotion, man.
Court as the foster mom of 5-year-old Nefertiti Harris speaks directly to the woman who killed her, her own birth mother. News Channel 9's Ashley Cafaro in court for Latasha Mott's sentencing.
Nefertiti Harris's two moms came face to face in court. Her foster mom.
My baby had a black eye. Latasha caused it and lied. You're a murderer.
And her birth mother, who admitted to killing her.
This hurt as you knew it would hurt. You didn't give a damn. I hope where you're going, nobody gives a damn about you.
Latasha Mott stood silently as she learned her fate for killing 5-year-old Nefertiti Harris 2 years ago.
Based upon your conviction for the offense of murder in the second degree, it's the sentence and judgment of the court that you be sentenced to an indeterminate sentence of 23 years to life.
The little girl's body was left to rot in a field in Syracuse's Salt Springs neighborhood. Mott skipping her chance to speak or apologize, but her defense attorneys told the court she suffered abuse and trauma as a child herself.
Bullish. And I'm tired people are using this, that if I suffer this thing, then I'm going to make my children the same way on purpose. I'm going to beat them. I'm going to kill them. I'm going to stab them in the belly. I'm going to burn them. I'm going to shoot them, and I'm going to drown them. Why are you doing this? Well, because this happened to me when I was a child, and my dad beat me, my mother beat me or something, my uncle did something to me. Therefore, I'm taking it out to my child.
Every day of Miss Mott's life was a struggle to survive, with 7 children. And yes, with nobody helping her.
She's not the victim here. I know that she certainly had some struggles growing up, but I'm sure that there were lots of things that went into that. The idea that no one was there to help her is nonsense, because people saw that she was struggling and people tried to help her, and I don't know why she wouldn't take it.
And Mott's former boyfriend, Chris Parks, was sentenced on Tuesday to 14 years in state prison after admitting he helped hide the body. In Syracuse, Ashley Cafaro, News Channel 9.
So the boyfriend...
Mott will be eligible for parole.
I don't know what this thing... Beloved, what the hell is going on? I know it's a plague, but why is it? Who is out there in the right mind would help anyone hide a body or get rid of a body? Now you're going to serve 14 years because you were trying to help this person that is mentally screwed up, don't want any help, live the gang life, don't give a crap. You know, but I don't give a 23 years for killing my own daughter. I don't give a... I'll get out at 23. I'll be like 50, 56 or 50, whatever. I'll be a young woman. And I'll do it again, you know? And dude, you're going to spend like 14 years in prison. And for some hish, like, you didn't do. All you had to do, man, is to get away and say, hey, I can help you in this, man. You have some mental issue. And call the police and give yourself over and done with it. But nigga always want to play this hero thing and stuff. But this is bad. Let's keep on moving.
This is a picture of Raven at age 5.
Inside this Washington, D.C. apartment,
Raven is a spiritual person.
an entire
that's the
family
girl, Raven.
is mourning and remembering.
It's just so sad because Raven was my best friend.
Okay, so this young girl, she got killed by another dude again.
New details tonight now into a disturbing case of domestic violence. A Philadelphia man was behind bars in Bucks County, accused of stalking and ultimately killing Yuan Liu. Tonight, loved ones of the victim were speaking only to Action News and demanding justice. Action News reporter Brianna Smith, live from police headquarters with more. Brianna.
Rick, Yuan Liu's ex-boyfriend lives in South Philadelphia, where she told detectives he sexually assaulted her. Liu's cousin convinced her to file a police report on Saturday for protection, but then less than 12 hours later, Liu was found dead outside her home in Bristol Township.
We're still processing a lot of it, and it still doesn't feel real.
Natalie Trong and her family are trying to cope with the unimaginable loss of her cousin, 28-year-old Yuan Liu.
She's a really sweet girl. She's always bubbly, happy.
Bristol Township police say Liu's ex-boyfriend, 32-year-old Yu-Jon Ren, killed her on Sunday morning after she ended the relationship.
There you go. What the hell is going on, beloved? Why is it whenever those dudes, somebody in a relationship with them, it's just the entire, you gotta die. It's the plague, it's the curse, of course. You have to die. All this woman wanted to do is to get away from this fellow and then just leave him. As you can see, those guys are not taking leaving to see, because they have this mentality that they own you. They own everything. They get fired at work, they come back, they shot people, they shoot this, or they go online, they blast that workplace and talk about bad stuff, or they weren't paying them right. Everybody want to get this silver platter treatment. Because she want to get away, she just like, yo, I'm done with this, I gotta move on. The emotion, man. To all people out there, control your emotion. Control yourself, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
The relationship.
And all she wanted to do is leave, like just to leave him.
But police say Ren stalked Liu just hours after she reported he sexually assaulted her. This Ring camera video appears to show a car police described as Ren's trailing behind Liu around 5:45 a.m. before stopping outside her home on Outlook Lane. Around 12:30 p.m., detectives found Liu shot to death in her car.
It's tragic, yeah. So she was trying to get out. She's trying to do the right thing.
The criminal complaint states Ren turned himself in and told police he accidentally killed Liu after
You're shooting somebody in the head or shooting somebody that you killed, that's not accidental, man. You are too emotional. And you realize after all this emotion, you realize that, yo, it went too far. You realize, oh, I shouldn't have done this. You realize that, yo, man, I effed up here.
She said hurtful things and took their pets. Neighbors remain in disbelief.
Just seemed friendly. They would walk the dog down the street. I mean, just like a normal couple. You didn't see anything bad.
She always said hi, good morning, you know, your children are beautiful, have a good day. Like, very sweet.
Like a light of sunshine.
Chirong hopes her kind cousin, who always saw the good in people, gets the justice she deserves.
I want them to remember her as a really happy, strong girl. I don't want them to see her as a victim, because she wouldn't want to be seen like that.
Kill this young woman because
money for funeral expenses.
She wants to end up whatever, man. This is crazy out there, but it's the plague, beloved. It's the curse. Be careful out there, man. People are losing their freaking mind, son.
Happy Jubilee! The album will be released on February 22nd.
Pre-order now on Amazon and Apple. We hope you enjoy the album. Much love.
All right, so Happy Jubilee is the name of our album. and the album's going to come out this February 22nd, 2026 at midnight, and you can pre-order it. There is a link in the description. Get 19 songs in it and stuff like that. So you're good to go. Let's keep on moving.
Investigators believe a swipe on Tinder led to the murder of a man in Illinois.
Now, a Milwaukee woman is charged. Bill Miston in the newsroom tonight shows us how police connected the dots. Bill?
Yeah, good evening, guys. The DuPage County State's Attorney's Office charged 19-year-old A. Crystal Woods with first-degree murder. She was arrested last week here in Milwaukee, just one day after she's accused of being involved in the killing of a man 80 miles due south. Last Wednesday evening, Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois police were called to a parking lot near I-88. 28-year-old Obaidullah Sharif was found slumped over in a driver's seat, shot in the head. A warrant says a witness saw the car speed out of the garage, jump a curb, and hit other parked cars. Sharif was pronounced dead at a local hospital. In the car, police found a receipt for a nearby hotel with the name of a Milwaukee woman. At the hotel, cops spoke with a witness who said the day before, Sharif said he was nervous about meeting up with two women he met on the dating app Tinder. The next day, court filings say when Sharif checked out, a witness told investigators a woman, later identified as Woods, accused Sharif of taking $200 from her.
And here's the thing. To my beloved out there, it is never okay to meet strangers over sex app, except if you are one of this fellow that'll meet another dude on Grindr and then grind it thing out. Yeah, if it's all backdoor entry, so be it, man. You know, that's what those dudes, hey, you already know what you're gonna get into, and don't be surprised because they're all dudes. You're gonna be on your guard. But when those are women and you are men, and you are nervous, this is your gut speaking to you. Never go against your gut feeling. If it is your thoughts, this is your guardian angel, this is your intuition, this is that spider sense that activates, say this is wrong. Don't go meet those women in this hotel. Don't. For the life of me, I don't understand what is it. The mall doesn't exist anymore. Hell, the church doesn't exist anymore. What happened to the regular places, the Walmarts, the shopping places, the vacation places? Whatever happened to the social places like the boys and girls clubs or YMCAs, the gym, well, not the bar or a nightclub. That's the same as you go to a hotel. But what about those? What about the sidewalk strollers? They are safer than people that you will meet over the internet. Because the sidewalk strollers are professionals, and there are certain things if you caught it from them, you won't be able to get rid of it, if they give it to you. But most of them, they amazingly, they'll be sincere with you. They'll tell you, no, they can do this and stuff. But those one, beloved, stop doing this, man. You're going to meet people you don't know, man. Online. Go places. Trusting people you barely know.
Started an argument. Woods, another woman, and Sharif were asked to leave the property. Investigators went through surveillance video, social media, and license plate readers. Filings say after checking out, Sharif's car and a second car with the two women in it entered a parking garage about 1.5 miles away. Police connected that car and the two women to this apartment complex on the city of Milwaukee's northwest side near 73rd and Dean. Last Thursday, Milwaukee and Oak Brook Terrace police executed several warrants at the complex where Woods and a man were taken into custody after a traffic stop in that suspect vehicle. Now, at this point, Woods is the only person charged in the case. I've reached out to the state's attorney.
Crazy, man, crazy. People are losing their mind, son.
Prosecutors say a Milwaukee man stabbed a woman 22 times last week and then admitted it to her child.
That man was in...
Stabbing a person 22 times and then tell it to that person's child. This is straight up emotional anger. This is demonic. This is everything. This is the whole 9 yard. But hish like that happened. Let's see, when did this happen? That was a day ago, February 11th. Today is the 13th. That was 2 days ago. Well, they uploaded, but damn.
In court today, apologizing to the victim's family. Our Durante Matthews is in the newsroom with why advocates say this is part of a bigger problem right now. Durante?
Yeah, Ted and Kim, prosecutors say the man admitted to a relationship of some sort with the woman. It's another case of domestic violence advocates are tracking, and they say the problem doesn't seem to be getting any better. They tell me DV-related homicides are already on track to surpass last year's numbers.
Wisconsin versus Mila Dukic.
Cuffed to a hospital bed, 39-year-old Mila Dukic zoomed into court Wednesday.
It's the family of the person who's deceased who I had relations with. They're there. I want to say I apologize.
Milwaukee County prosecutors say last Thursday he killed 44-year-old Amanda Varisco in her home near 36th and National Avenue. Investigators say the two were living together and seeing each other at times. Varisco in her home near 36th and National.
So she is 44, 4 plus 4, 8 in the beginning. National 36. Now, the number 36, 3 plus 6, you know what to do. The destruction is not only national, but it's international. This thing literally is everywhere, dog. Like, people are losing their mind. And the issue is you're not seeing the church stepping and explain those things. 99.99% of those people are religious people or Christians or Muslim, but none of them are happy to say, hey, listen, the reason why this issue is happening is because you guys been treating the children of God, this and this and that. They don't say anything, but they just leave it like this.
National Avenue. Investigators say the two were living together and seeing each other at times. Court records show the pair had an argument. When Varisco tried to leave, Dukic hit her several times and stabbed her more than 20 times.
He then sent the text message to her daughter saying, I killed your mom.
This is just one of the 5 domestic violence homicides advocates say they've documented in Milwaukee County this year.
Extremely concerning that we've had so many.
Carmen Petrie is the CEO of Sojourner Peace Center. She says it's so concerning because at this time last year, there were 0.
So we started off in a much more violent way this year.
Petrie couldn't speak to.
So last year they had 0, this year they have 5. And we are in February. Is that what that is? Hang on, let me listen to this again.
Times. He then sent the text message to her daughter saying, I killed your mom.
This is just one of the 5 domestic violence homicides advocates say they've documented in Milwaukee County this year.
Extremely concerning that we've had so many.
Carmen Petrie is the CEO of Sojourner Peace Center. She says it's so concerning because at this time last year, there were 0.
So we started off in a much more violent way this year.
So last year, during that time, they had 0. From January to February, they had 0. Now they already have 5. Because we show you things are ramping up, beloved. Things are ramping up. Things are speeding out of proportion, out of the way. And people are so oblivious out there thinking the rapture is going to happen and things. Nah, ain't gonna.
Petrie couldn't speak to why there have been so many so early this year. She noted stress can make tense situations worse. She also says there's a lack of basic needs like housing and food, forcing people to stay in potentially dangerous situations.
No, it's not. This is not stress or whatever. This is the plague cleaving unto you people. This is the Holy One, the angels. This is our prayers working. You guys ain't gonna cover this. Well, this is not the 400 years of the things that you did to our people. This is not about slavery and so on. No, it is. It is. And that's why you guys are losing your goddamn minds.
Petrie says reaching out is the first step for people feeling trapped in these scenarios.
Look for someone in your life that feels safe.
Adding community intervention is crucial in these situations before they turn deadly.
And we need to invest in healing. For everybody, for those who are hurting,
no matter what you do, no matter what you try to do, if you're under the curse, it won't work.
Out of DeKalb County, one woman is behind bars following a fatal shooting of another woman right outside a shopping center.
Police are looking for the person who opened fire on an SUV, killing a mother of 4 and injuring her passenger.
Yeah, more than 36 rounds were sprayed into the SUV. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke to the woman's family and joins us live tonight with the update. Hi, Peyton.
Hi, Casey. Hi, Heather. Yeah, Dallas police tell me right now no motive has been identified in this case. Suspects have not been identified and no arrests have been made. Meanwhile, a Dallas family, the Lopez family, tells me they are waiting by the phone for any updates.
Dallas police are searching for whoever fired more than 36 rounds into this black Escalade in Oak Cliff. Photos from the scene show the back of the SUV riddled with bullet holes after it crashed. The driver, 24-year-old wife and mother of 4, Kaylee Lopez, was killed.
When you open that door, you hear that loud laugh, and I'm never getting it back, you know.
Tuesday evening, Lopez walked out her front door, telling her husband she was going to grab food. But as hours passed, her family became worried. Just before 8 p.m. Tuesday, Dallas police responded to a shooting near Zang Boulevard and Illinois Avenue. Dallas detectives say someone in a separate vehicle opened fire on Lopez's Escalade before driving off. Lopez and her 21-year-old male passenger both shot. Lopez died at the hospital, the man expected to survive. A person the Lopez family says they still do not know.
Do you guys have any idea?
And here's the thing, of course, the whole Jesus, Mary, and Catholic, and those people are catching hell. Those Christians are catching hell out there, but this is what it is. Now, here's the stuff, beloved. To be in a car with someone, a man, is it her boyfriend? Husband? Well, they didn't specify, at least. I don't know. I walk away from this thing for a while, taking care of some stuff. Yeah, it's about to be 6 o'clock, around like 6:15, 6:20. The sun going to go down. So Big Levi is doing Esau's trouble while he is cooking. Yeah. So I'm doing 2 things. Sometime I left and then let this thing play and quickly, try to flip this thing so it won't burn in the kitchen and then that freaking smoke detector thing. Man, what the hell is wrong with those things? You can't cook hash in the house without those things whirling and let people know that you are cooking at 3 a.m. Like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on, man? Even though I took the battery off the one that I have, this is still whirling and stuff like that. Sometimes for no freaking reason, I'm deep in sleep having some good dream. When I'm about to receive the lottery number, this freaking thing start to whirling. So I jump out of the dream like, yo, what the hell? What happened? What is it? I only got like 2 numbers. What are the other 4, 6? Damn it, I missed the Powerball because of this freaking smoke detectors or whatever that thing is. But nonetheless, this fellow here, that's his sister. Is that what that is? That's the relative of hers, of his. And the car got riddled with 30 bullets and she got killed. Okay? This is terrible. What happened? Well, the Christians, Catholics, and the Gentiles, they are catching a lot of hell out there.
Who this 21-year-old is?
No, I don't know. I don't know the person.
Just one of several questions Lopez's oldest sibling, Omar,
Any idea who this 21-year-old is?
No, I don't know. I don't know the person. No.
Just one.
Okay, as we can see here, you can see Sir Cesario over there. Did not protect her. Didn't rapture the Christian. Most likely she's one. And people still, today's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the church is going to be loaded with people that watch this. That are well aware, whether they're watching this program right now, or they're watching this news on another thing, or they are well aware of what's going on out there. They'll go pray, Cesare Borgia, come pick us up. I mean, we did a lot for you, man. You owe us. As if this is going to work.
One of several questions Lopez's oldest sibling, Omar, keeps asking. Also, who would do this and why? No motive has been revealed by police.
I'm supposed to defend them, and I'm here. I can't do nothing anymore. It's just gone.
Kaylee Lopez leaves behind 4 children, including a 7-month-old. Her family now pleading for justice.
She was a mother. She was a good student. She got married. She owned her own home. And she owned...
And there you go. There you go. Married, on with the whole Christmas thing. People think like, okay, this is successful and stuff. And thinking people feel happy for you. And post things on social media. I just purchased a home. I just do this. Nah, amigo. You got people out there like, yo, that's all they need to send them overboard. You don't know who did this and why. But great glory to the mighty one, man. Judgment is in the midst. Horrible thing. Horrible.
Got married. She owned her own home. And she owned her own business. The dream life. I can't even go in her house. It's hard, you know.
And investigators also have not released a suspect.
Her name is Peyton Yeager. The official feature here, is that a damn apple here? But anyway, that's it.
Vehicle at this time. Keep in mind, the Wynwood Village Shopping Center is right across the street from where this shooting took place. So investigators likely looking for surveillance cameras there and also possible flock cameras at that intersection.
All right, so much is going on. British woman shot by father and prosper over Trump argument. Damn. Okay, let's take this one.
An investigation in the UK just wrapped up, concluding the death of a British citizen here in North Texas was unlawful.
Lucy Harrison was shot in the chest. It happened in January of 2025. Her father told police his gun accidentally fired and hit her. The Collin County DA's office declined to comment on the case, but there were no charges. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more on the case, making headlines here and abroad. Amelia.
Heather, Casey, gun laws in the U.S., specifically here in Texas, are very different from England. In regard to the police investigation, no criminal charges were filed and no arrests were made. However, since the victim was a UK citizen, she's entitled to an investigation according to the law in England and Wales. In the UK report released this week, based off of the evidence, that report found 23-year-old Lucy Harrison's death an unlawful killing. In January 2025, 23-year-old Lucy Harrison came to visit her dad in Prosper. The UK native never returned home. She was shot in the chest inside her father's home and died at the hospital.
Okay.
Body camera footage shows what her father, Chris Harrison, told Prosper police that day.
Getting ready to go to the airport and we were talking about guns and she said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Yes." I got it out and it just went off as she stood there. Like, as I pulled it out, it went off.
The Prosper Police Department told Fox 4 after it completed its investigation, it sent it to the Collin County District Attorney's Office for further review. A grand jury issued a no bill on the case. No arrests were made and no charges were filed. But overseas, a coroner's office was also conducting an inquest, a sort of fact-finding process, into the death of Lucy Harrison since she was a citizen of the UK. The report released Wednesday raised concerns about his alcohol use that day and said he took no steps to even familiarize himself with the weapon to enable him to check it was safe.
So here's the thing, a father took the daughter out because they were having an argument over Trump. The father was a gun owner from the UK, living in Texas, and the daughter came to visit. Dad, what's going on? What do you think of the whole thing with Trump? Hey, I love Trump, man. He's doing an amazing job. You know, I got a gun. And the daughter like, okay, well, I gotta go, Dad, and stuff. An argument broke. People got emotional over some whatever. And again, there's always something in the system. And then the person shot and killed this young woman. She's 23. Then again, those are young people, beloved. We are not talking about like 50s, 60s, 70s, 75. We are talking about 20s, in the 20s, 30s. The oldest person that we had here was 44. Okay, 23, 33, and stuff like that. 46 years old, that was the woman in Fort-Lauderdale. All right? So those are the people that are being taken out. Those are the new generation and stuff like that. It seems like those people's kids, the baby boomers, so to speak, are still here. But the generation that's supposed to enjoy whatever they were going to, the silver tsunami, is being taken out.
The coroner concluded her death was a tragic accident, but also unlawful.
They specifically say that they are applying the laws of England. And so, you know, it's kind of like if this event were to happen there, then the outcome may be different.
Russell Wilson is a former Dallas County prosecutor. He notes accidental deaths are prosecuted on a case-by-case basis, and not all result in criminal charges.
Regardless, the person responsible has to live with the consequences of their actions, whether they're labeled criminal or civil or, you know, or nothing at all.
Texan laws on guns are so different to England.
Lucy Harrison's mother addressed the press after the coroner's inquest was released.
It results in too many deaths in the USA. Furthermore, it is mine and Sam's strongly held view that the US investigation led by the Prosper Police Department lacked the rigour and scrutiny you'd expect if this had happened in the UK. Lucy deserved better.
In our conversation, Russell Wilson said it's unlikely that the UK will pursue a criminal trial because the shooting happened here on U.S. soil, and it is the local law enforcement that takes the lead in terms of prosecution. However, the case...
All right, so, you know, that guy, he shot the daughter, man. You know, those dudes are not sorry, man. You know, they are not sorry. You know, they probably, the daughter says something that appeared to be disrespectful, he killed her, and then say, hey, this thing got discharged and stuff. Okay.
Now to a stunning new discovery in our sobering problem investigation. We have uncovered that 41 DUIs have been dismissed in Bedford County, and every one of those arrests was made by a single trooper with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. It was on this rural street in Bedford County where Ron LaFlamme became number 41.
I was surprised when he started asking me to do a sobriety test.
Not the 41st person to be arrested by Trooper Asa Pearl for DUI, the 41st to have that DUI ultimately dismissed.
It was wrongful arrest and, oh, don't get me going.
In fact, word was getting around Bedford County about Trooper Pearl's DUI dismissal rate.
I know that during the time that Ron's case was making it through the court, Ron's case was not the only one with this particular trooper where blood results were coming back negative.
But finding proof of all those dismissed DUIs wasn't easy. No mention of them in Pearl's personnel file. And so we filed an open records request with the Bedford County clerk and found these. Dozens of DUI arrests dismissed, all made by Trooper Pearl between 2021 and 2024.
It tells me there was a systemic problem with what he was doing on the side of the road.
Then we obtained this, a spreadsheet put together at our request by the Bedford County DA's office, explaining why each DUI was possibly dismissed. Here's what it shows. In 8 of the cases, including Ron's, the drivers had neither drugs nor alcohol in their system. In 14 other cases, the driver's blood alcohol level was within legal limits and no drugs were found. And that adds up to 22 cases where Pearl arrested someone for DUI and they were sober.
I don't even take prescription drugs. I take 1 vitamin a day.
The other 19 DUIs dismissed.
Friend, this is what's happening, friendo. It's the curse that is upon you guys now. You don't need to do anything for the police to come after you. You don't need to do things that is illegal for them to come after you. The police officers, they are trained and they go up to think that the only thing that's going on out there is killing people. Everybody's driving drunk. Everybody's shooting and killing. And if they live in the place such as in a county where there's a bunch of white folks, there's no black people there, they will revert it back to whatever they were. They will arrest people making things up. They need that bonus. Okay, they will false report, they will accuse you of doing things. Is when those things happen to you folks that you realize that, yo, those guys, they are evil. They were doing wrong out there, man. Black folk were, they were right. They were the things that they were saying, that they get pulled over for no reason, they got charged for drugs, they got arrested for things they didn't do. You know, I don't do drugs, I don't take prescription drugs, I don't drink, I don't do none of these things. Yet this guy, you know, arrested me and put me in that, whatever that thing was, you know, horrible things. But hey, it's the curse.
Vitamin a day.
The other 19 DUIs dismissed are just as confounding. Look, several cases had to be dismissed because Pearl was no longer available for court or couldn't recall the events of the arrest. And we wanted to talk to Pearl about all of this. Why so many sober DUIs on the streets of Bedford County? Why was he not available for court or couldn't remember details? But Pearl never responded to our emails or calls. All his personnel file shows is that in 2024, he resigned from the THP. No reason given. But Pearl is not forgotten in this county, especially by 41 people. Did you get an apology from the officer?
No.
This could happen to your child. This could happen to your parent. This could happen to your coworker.
That's why those guys are, they are lucky he didn't shoot them. They are lucky he didn't put drugs on their car and have them go to jail, to prison forever. They are lucky. This guy was obviously looking for something, some trouble. You know, he resigned because the town, like, it's like, they ain't got no heat here, man, you know.
As we have with every investigation, we reached out to the THP with our findings, asking for an interview, but we received no response. And we've...
All right, so, oh boy. Beloved, I really have to go. Let me see. All right, I give you guys a good 2 hours. A good 2 hours is good in that. Let's take this last one and then we'll call it a day. This is in Colombia. Okay. Is that a... Oh, it's a fridge. I thought that was a coffin, but... Anyway, and yeah, this thing is everywhere, beloved. It happened in Madagascar. It happened in Colombia. It's everywhere. It happened in Spain. It's just everywhere. It won't stop. And then people, of course, they're going to say, well, 22 people get killed, 27,000 family affected. It could be the opposite. 27,000 people is no more. 22 family got affected. Okay, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Bomberos, which means firefighters. It won't stop, man. This thing is everywhere, dog. It's everywhere. Oops. Why this stuff keep doing that?
On February 20th. Happy Jubilee! The album will be released on February 22nd.
Pre-order now on Amazon and Apple. We hope you enjoy the album. Much love.
All right, so that's the album, Happy Jubilee. It's going to come out the 22nd, about 8 days from now, 9 days from now. Beloved, be at peace out there. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. As you can see, this thing is everywhere, man. There's no peace upon this earth, and they are not telling the people why this thing is happening. Okay, this thing is happening because 83 has put their hand, and they had the apple of the great one, the apple of his eye. They took a bite. Well, they eat the whole damn apple, so that's why. And of course, there is a link for our Patreon. Join our Patreon. We are studying the book Mastery. Okay, we're studying the book Mastery. Okay. For an Intra Templum, you know, hey, this is yours. Yeah, go get it. Go try it. If it works, let us know. We never know. Intra Templum, you know, do the best that you can. All right, we're studying Mastery. We have the thing right there. Prayers. prayer and ritual for financial stress, lottery, scratch of tickets, and more. Hey, you do your thing. Okay? So, all right, beloved, we'll leave you with peace. We'll leave you with love. We say shalom. I'll see you folks whenever the Holy One says so.